You wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face, got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you'll break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone, so save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break, swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came. You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning. You wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises.
Right then, lads, welcome back to Kossi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kossi. We are back again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. We are back again with another episode. Arsenal news now. Of course, a lot is moving around. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and the latest around Arsenal. Really, the captain, after being sacked, which really, many people like me really didn't expect that to happen. But after Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang being sacked, being stripped of his captaincy, now reports are indicating that his chances of staying at Arsenal are also very, very minimal. And I repeat that his chances of staying at Arsenal Football Club are very, very minimal. So we're going to be discussing all that, the swap deal between Demble and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang that is being fronted at the moment. Doesn't make any sense for me, lads. Doesn't make any sense for me. But the story is that intermediaries have actually fronted the idea of swapping Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for Ousmane Dembele, especially since both of them are in the same wage bracket. So we're gonna be discussing that, and of course we'll look at Mikel Arteta's press conference. In a bigger shell. Obviously, earlier we were trying to find out what is happening with Aubameyang and everything, and I've done a full video of Aubameyang being stripped of his captaincy. So make sure you do check that out. But anyway, in this one, we'll try to touch here and there transfers, Arteta and all that. So make sure you do join me in the comments below and let me know what you think. So the question is, would you take Ousmane Dembele in and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang out? That is the question, because that is the big story. Obviously, at the moment, so many replacements of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang are being fronted. We look at Vlahovic, you look at Calvert-Lewin in the last hours. A couple of stories have been fronted there, but also the fact that Dembele is now on the cards really doesn't make any sense for me. I'm saying that. I'm going to say that. But the Independent, let's start off with the Independent. They are saying that Arsenal could receive an offer for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang from Barcelona. Now that is the Independent, and honestly, I want to give them the all due respect. They don't really write trash. They rarely write trash. They write good stories. They really, really do. And I love their content. But at the moment, it is so hard to believe anything that is coming out of the media. It's so hard. Look, anyone is gonna say anything, and that is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say that I don't believe the stories or what, but anyone is going to say anything at the moment, because they know the hottest topic around Arsenal is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So anyone is going to say it's a swap deal, there's going to be an offer from Barcelona and things like this and things like that. But why I'm going to give it some authenticity is we have already had stories, even before Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was stripped of his captaincy. We have had these stories of Barcelona's interest and the player being interested in Barcelona. Actually, before he was stripped of his captaincy, reports in Spain came out and said that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang would love to join the project that Xavi is having there at Barcelona, and also Xavi would love Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang at the new camp. So a couple of such stories have been written here and there. Do I believe them? I don't want to be so deluded. I do not want to be so deluded, and I don't want to be really, really much carried away. So according to the Independent, they're saying Barcelona could offer Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang an escape from Arsenal in January. Wow, what a headline! What a headline these punks have written. Barcelona could offer Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang an escape from Arsenal in January. You punks, what are you saying? So they're saying that Barcelona could offer a solution to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's problems, as the Spanish club are looking for a striker in January, and the Arsenal forward is a player they are considering. That is what we know. The new camp hierarchy are naturally alert to Aubameyang's current situation at Arsenal, with the club announcing on Tuesday that he was stripped of his captaincy at the club. Now, look, guys. So the Independent. It's not them that have actually written the story about Ousmane Dembele. It's not them. It's a very, very different source. But for them, they're saying that we could receive an offer. Arsenal could receive an offer for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang come January, and the idea is that Barcelona would love to save Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang of the misery, of the agony, of the torment, of the torture, and because this literally. That is what they mean. That is what they mean. They're trying to say that the player is under agony, the player is under torture, the player is under heat and things like that. That is what they're trying to imply. And look, I do understand them. They're an online website, and you've got to write very strong titles if your website online to get these clips. But really, it's a picture that is being painted, and I don't believe in it. Honestly, I do not believe in it. So Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang going to Barcelona. Let's first look at that. Barca at the moment, if there is anything they want, is every player who's earning high wages to leave, to disappear. That is what they're praying for. And of course, we know that. We know the financial situation that Barcelona are in. We know that. Now, if you want to tell me that they will get a 32-year-old Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, sign him, right? Get some money, around how much? 20 million, 25, 15. Sign him in January and take him at the new camp at the Camp Nou, and give him almost 200 or 300,000 per week. That's a joke. That is a joke. We know what Barcelona are going through financially. They're not a club that can afford the luxuries. They're not a club that can, I mean, it doesn't make sense. It absolutely doesn't make sense, that move. But what would make more sense for me in the eyes of FC Barcelona, but less sense in the eyes of Arsenal or on the side of Arsenal Football Club is this story. Now, this story has been published by Gadget on Twitter. Actually, it's called Garrett. Garrett. Is it Garrett? Yeah, Garrett. And he's saying intermediaries have floated the idea of swapping Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for Ousmane and Dembele, especially since both players are in the same wage bracket of above 200,000 per week. Aubameyang is understood to be earning 30,000 to 50,000 more than Ousmane Dembele. So listen, lads, listen. Again, this is a story that makes no sense for Arsenal, and it makes no sense to me as well. Let's put into consideration one or two things. One, when is Ousmane Dembele's contract running down? This summer. This summer, his contract will be running down. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang still has a full year untouched on his contract. So a swap deal right now, anyone, if you ask yourself, why would Aubameyang agree to this? Maybe he wants that narrow escape. Maybe he wants that little whisker, for him to, to be blown away by that, little whisker and, survive, for him to survive. Maybe. But Ousmane Dembele, why on earth would he agree to such a deal when he knows he can sign on a free in the summer, gets a very, very big, what is it called? The players, what that fee the players get, sign-on fee, right? Because that's what he's looking at. Barcelona are actually fighting to tie him down to a contract. When Xavi came in, he said, Ousmane Dembele, yes, we would love him to stay, we'd love him to be around, and it's going to be part of the project. And now reports are saying that intermediaries are actually fronting the idea of Aubameyang being swapped for Ousmane Dembele. It makes less sense for me. It makes less sense. So on the side of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, maybe it does. He goes to Barcelona. There, he runs away from his problems because it looks like they're only starting. Right, his problems are Arsenal are only starting. So he runs away from his problems. Well done, mate. Well done. Go to Barcelona and you could just watch the Spanish Grand Prix live. So then on the side of Ousmane Dembele, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because Ousmane Dembele would be like, no, I'm staying here at Barcelona. Give me a new contract and add me more money. If you're not doing that, I'll live for free in the summer. I'll get a bigger sign-on fee and I'll get a club that is going to give me the money. Right? It's already been reported that Ousmane Dembele has offers all across Europe. European clubs are interested in signing him. There is no reason on earth why he would just, wake up and go boom, boom. I'm moving to Arsenal. No way. Right? So in the eyes of Arsenal, on the side of Arsenal, that deal makes no sense. Ousmane Dembele is the most injury-prone player I know in my life. Okay, that's a lie. That's a lie. He's not the most injury-prone player I know in my life, but he is a candidate on the list of the most injury-prone players that I know. If there is a presidency, if you're looking for a presidency of who is the most injured player always, my vote is behind. I'm lining up, behind Ousmane Dembele. Whether he is the best I know, in terms of being injured or not, my vote goes to him. So Arsenal at the moment do not need such a player. Yes, I do need Dembele. I would take Dembele day in, day out if he's not that injury prone. I would, right? I would. But at the moment, no, Auden. And obviously, if you look at the age bracket of Dembele, it is outside what Arsenal want at the moment. He's growing older and older. He's not played, any game time at Barcelona where I feel like he's been key. He's not having season. We are giving them a player who's been key for us, at least for some 3 good seasons or 2 good seasons. He's been key for us, scoring the goals and things like that. What has Dembele done there in Spain? And you tell me that he's injury prone in Spain and he's coming in the Premier League and he survives. No, it's Arsenal shouldn't be dumb enough. We shouldn't be dumb. We shouldn't do this. It's completely crazy. Arsenal, don't think about it. Don't do it. Let the other clubs let other clubs take Ousmane Dembele. Let him. So in terms of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, what I think will happen is he will leave the club, right? Because reports have already started leaking that he's going to be frozen right from the West Ham game. What a big mistake. And what an excuse from Mikel Arteta. We'll get to his press conference there, right? We'll get to his press conference. But what an excuse from Mikel Arteta, trying to sell to us the idea that, you know what, this lad, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, this man is actually not fit for West Ham. Why isn't he fit for West Ham? He's starting to freeze him out. That is what I said in the last video. That we do not have to freeze out Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. We do not. It's not code for me. It's absolutely not necessary to freeze out Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Unless I'm wrong, lads. Unless I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong, but I don't think it is necessary that we just freeze him out. And I know that is the strategy of Mikel Arteta. It happened with Saliba. It happened with Matteo Guendouzi. It happened with Mesut Ozil. He literally freezes out players because they do not agree on the same thing, or because players have actually done a mistake or things like that. I think what Aubameyang needs at the moment is it's okay, mate. He needs that it's okay, mate talk. I think that's what he needs as a person psychologically. And look, this is not me trying to really say Aubameyang needs a lot of attention, but he does. He does. We should be grateful. There are times when he was the only player we could resort to. There are times when he was the only player we can think about. Yes, he's been so stupid. He's done things very, very stupidly. And I think I'm so surprised, by the way, guys, unless I've not seen it. Guys, let me know. Have you seen anything like Aubameyang on Twitter or Instagram trying to post anything like a message, or I'm sorry, or something like that? Have you seen anything like that? I'm really surprised. I'm really, really surprised. If it was Saka, I think he would have posted something on his Instagram saying, you know what, I'm sorry, I broke the rules and things like that. But I should do better, right? I should do better. If it were, look, but the likes of Aubameyang, same as Xhaka. I've never seen Xhaka come out and really apologize for all the stupidity he's been doing there, in the Arsenal side. So in terms of Aubameyang, I think the perfect solution is handle him well, and then until that time when he goes out for AFCON, right? Actually, I think he should be going for out for AFCON a little bit earlier than the other players. Just let him go, right? At the moment, because keeping him around, it doesn't make anything. Freezing him is the worst thing Mikel Arteta is going to do. If he freezes him, he's already started doing it. It's so bad. It's very, very bad, right? Freezing out a player, you're really adding to the torment. So, my idea would be let him go out, in January. He's going to be with Gabon. Just give him the whole of January because his footballing mind is again known going to be working at Arsenal Football Club. So give him that whole month, January. Let him go for AFCON. Let him do his thing. And then slowly progress him through that time until the end of the season and find a right club for him. You could give him to Newcastle. You could give him to Barcelona. Whoever needs him, don't put a hefty price tag on him because he's left with 1 year on his contract, and also he's earning very, very big wages. So if you want him to go, if you want to help him in the next journey, of his career or life, what we need to do is, comfort him until when he leaves the club. So anyway, that is those are reports, guys. Moving out, moving up and about the club at the moment. The Dembele swap deal, and obviously the fact that Barcelona could be offering something, an offer for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in order to help him escape. But one thing I'm gonna say about the media, blogs and mainstream is, again, guys, do not take it so serious. They're going to paint our club ugly. They're going to paint our club dirty. And let me tell you something. I really, really love Rory Jennings. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. But I just looked at the story he did today about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And, the title was, "Is Arsenal the worst run club at the moment?" Like, is Arsenal the worst run club at the moment? Seriously, if you look at the title, I know Rorik is not going to slander Arsenal. I really do trust him. I don't know why I trust him, but I really do trust him because I love his content and he's very, very professional. But what I'm gonna say is, there are gonna be so many mainstream media. There are gonna be very, very many blogs out there that are going to try to paint Arsenal as the worst run club at the moment. They're going to try to paint us as a disgrace, and I'm telling you, we are really run poorly, but we are not a disgrace of a club. So be aware, we're going to be abused. Arsenal will be abused. Arsenal will be trolled, but be strong, lads. We will get through this. So let's get to some of the comments by Mikel Arteta today on Aubameyang's captaincy and the general environment around the club. That is what we're going to be looking at in this next episode. What is the general environment around the club, and what exactly is going to happen at this beautiful, beautiful football club? Make sure you smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Massively appreciated if you do for me that favor. So make sure you hit the like button, people. Make sure you hit the like button. So today, according to Arsenal media, Mikel Arteta has been speaking on the captaincy, Aubameyang, and more. And this is what we got from the manager there today. On the captaincy decision, he said, "I don't have much to say. I think it's a real clear statement from the club. It's a decision that we've made following the last incident, and we had that we had with the players, and this is where we stand." I mean, it's regrettable. It's really, really regrettable. And look, it's really, really regrettable. That is all I can say about it. I wish we could, be in a better position with our captain. I wish we could be in a better position, with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, but it looks like it's not going to be the case. On how many incidents there have been, of the same kind, he said, "I don't mind you asking, but I can't go further on that, as you can believe. When we had to make the decision, it was because it was the right one to defend the interests of the club." And by the way, I'm gonna let me respond to this question. There have been so many incidents. There have been so many incidents in this football club that have weakened our spine. There have been so many incidents that have weakened the spine of Arsenal Football Club. Truth be told, one, Xhaka. Xhaka known only once. Xhaka around 3 times. Aubameyang around 2 times, right? And a couple of others, right? So the incidents are as many as you can think about, right? And when Mikel says, comes out and says, we've done this to protect the interests of the club. I do understand. I said it earlier that no player is bigger than a football club. No player absolutely is bigger than a football club, and the interests of Arsenal Football Club should come first. So I really, really, pity. I really pity Aubameyang, but again, for me, Arsenal comes first. It's not Aubameyang. It's Arsenal. Arsenal comes first. On whether he broke the news to Aubameyang himself, he says, "Yes, we did. Both the club having a personal conversation and myself having a face-to-face, having to face face-to-face with the player." All right. I mean. What does it change? It's the same Aubameyang, you've been sacked. I think you are no longer captain. So I think it's the same on how Aubameyang took the news. He said he had to accept the decision, and it's not easy. That is when this is where Mikel Arteta will not tell us the truth. It is not easy. Don't expect that Aubameyang just said, "Okay, I'm no longer Arsenal captain. Fine, give it to someone else, and I will move on." It really means a lot. To be Arsenal captain. If you remember the words Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang made, the remarks he made on signing a new contract, he said, "I talked to my father, and I told him I want to stay here. I want to be a legend. I want to be a legend here, like Thierry Henry." You remember when I was reading to you those words? If you're nostalgic enough, they will come back, right? They will come back. But anyway, it's not easy right now for Aubameyang. Yes, I've smoked him for being childish. But again, deep down in my heart, I know it's one of the very, very difficult times for him as a player as well. On who the next captain is gonna be, Mikel Arteta said, "Well, we have the leadership group that we have, and we have different players who've been nominated to be captain in the last game. It was Laka. We had Granit, who has been captain as well. But this is nonsense. This is nonsense. I'm not even gonna complain anymore. But how can Mikel Arteta mention Granit Xhaka? How can he mention Granit Xhaka? Like, he might be reformed." He might be improved, but not to the level of going back to Arsenal captain. Not to that level. So he's saying that they will follow the hierarchy. And he says it's really unpleasant, a very unpleasant situation. And it is not the moment for any rash decision. The leadership group is really strong. It is one that communicates with myself and the coaching staff and with the club in a really, really very strong position and clear way. And we are trying, and we are going to continue that way. That is one of the decisions we make. To make that group a little bit better and try to educate them and try to get the right feedback all the time and build the trust and a strong culture around the club. It is working really well, so we will continue to do that. So look, guys, honestly, if you're looking at the Arsenal hierarchy, Alexander Lacazette, who is next in pecking order after Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Lacazette is living in the summer. So that means, unless we are crazy, unless we are mad, we can't give Lacazette to be captain because it's going to live in 6 months' time. Are they looking to reward Xhaka with another long-term contract, more money, and now another chance to be captain? Are they trying to do that? I'm really ashamed of these shambles. I'm really, I would be really ashamed because he's saying that they will follow the hierarchy. Basically, that is what he's saying. Okay. On how important the appointment of the next captain is, Mikel Arteta said it's really important. But for me, having the leadership group is something that has been tremendously helpful because they get different voices. It's really multicultural. It's really a multicultural dressing room that needs a lot of attention and different feelings and different languages. They all have to be involved, and I'm really, really comfortable with that. That's a wrong. Look, I think he's not really going to say that because he's trying to protect Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And big up to Mikel, by the way, because when it comes into the dressing, I think he only threw Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang under the bus when we were going into the Southampton game. Ever since then, he's been really cautious. He's been so mindful of what he speaks out, and he's been so mindful of what he says. I think he's tried to it's like harbor the feelings of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. It's like, okay, he's not really done well, but I'm not going to really throw him under the bus anymore. But if he freezes him out, then all this attempt to protect him from the media, would be nonsense, right? And I think he's really doing a very, very good job because if you're a player, you're out there and you're watching this press conference, you're watching it, and you're like, okay, what is my manager going to say about my, what is happening? And if a manager is a fool, they're gonna come out and say we have to get a manager, we have to get a captain because the one we have had has been a shambles, and that would be really bad. But because the question is on the impact, not really that. The first question is on how important the appointment of the next captain is. I think the next captain is, I don't know who's gonna be, but the process of appointing the next captain is going to be a reflection of where we are going as a club and where we are in terms of the journey that we want to get to. Because look, we have to agree that the last two captains we've had, last 2 or 3, it's been a shambles. We've been giving them contracts because they're failing to sign new. We've been giving them the armband because they're failing to sign new contracts because we want them to stay. Right now, it is time to reflect. You have a young squad full of talent, full of enthusiastic players, full of players that are willing to throw their bodies on the line, over the line for Arsenal Football Club. You have players like Ramsdale, players like Ben White and Gabriel. Their contracts are not running down. If they give this captaincy to a player like, I won't be surprised if they give it to Eddie Nketiah, because Eddie Nketiah doesn't want to sign a new contract. So they'll be like, okay, let's give it to Eddie. Eddie, where are you? Eddie on the call, where are you? Please come and sign this contract because you're our next captain. I think that is the way we've been doing it. Who is leaving? Who do we want to stop from leaving? It's Eddie. Eddie on the call. Eddie, are you there? Please come and sign a new contract. I think it's ridiculous. Now we have to reflect the motives of what we want to do. Yes, we have said that this Arsenal side is looking at a young project. This Arsenal side is looking at a project that's going to develop in the next 5 years. So don't give us a captain who's going to expire before the next 5 years. Give us I think the players will need a captain that is going to grow with them, that's going to understand them, that's going to be with them throughout. Someone who believes in the project and someone who believes he is one of the better people in that project. So for me, it's not the person, right? It might not be, of course, I would say not the person, because I don't expect anyone like Eddie Nketiah to be given captaincy. But I think predominantly it will go to either Partey or anyone, Partey, Xhaka, or Ben White or Gabriel or Tierney or Ramsdale. But my point is the process of appointment. What is the criteria? What is the criteria of where is the transparency in what you're trying to do? Arsenal Football Club, I'm sorry to say this about my club, but we always have that history of lack of transparency in what we do. So in this time, we need to know the transparency. We need to have the transparency. We need to know the criteria of what they're trying to do. If you're saying it is Ramsdale, why is it Ramsdale? If you're saying it is Xhaka, why is it Granit Xhaka? And I think it's gonna be very, very interesting to know who is gonna be our next captain. On the impact of the decision in the dressing room. Mikel said they accept the decision, and I think they know because they have committed to it and they have demanded it. How does he say this? How does he say this? Okay, he says the players have demanded it. That we want to take our culture and our demands, and who do we want to be as a club, and how we want to represent this club to a different level. When those standards are not met, you cannot participate in our daily basics. Guys, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Exactly what I was looking for. This is concrete evidence that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is going to be frozen. This is concrete evidence that Aubameyang is going to be an outcast at Arsenal. Listen to this. Listen. He says, when those standards are not met, you know you cannot participate in our daily basics. Come on, Mikel. You should be doing it a little bit better than this. Should be doing it a little bit better than this, right? So I think Aubameyang is gonna be frozen out. I think Aubameyang is going to be an outcast. Sorry to say this, but I think it's going to be an outcast. I'm mad. I'm mad because look, I don't think we have to do this. I don't think because so what he has really tried to do is he has carved out the squad and locked Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang out because he said they demanded it, right? So he's literally saying that the whole system, the whole culture has actually turned against Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He is the bad guy, so cast him out. I think this is Mikel's doing. I doubt the squad did this. Right? I think this is a lie. Right? I think this is a lie. This is an absolute lie. It's a top managerial decision. I understand. I am okay with it. I don't regret it. But the extra disseminations are what I'm not agreeing with. Right? I'm not in bed with what Mikel Arteta is trying to sell to us. Right? That Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who has not met the standards that have been set, cannot participate in our daily basics. What about Xhaka then? What about Xhaka? You said, oh, Xhaka should stay. I'm giving him a new contract. Xhaka should stay. And Xhaka saying, no, leave me alone. I want to go to Roma. But Xhaka failed the basics. Xhaka failed to reach to the demands. Xhaka failed to reach the standards. He actually, stooped as low as I can't imagine, as low as you can't imagine, by taking off an Arsenal jersey and stepping on it. Where you look at the favoritism the Mikel Arteta has, and I can't believe it. I really, really can't believe it. And his favoritism is so open, like everyone can see. Oh, Xhaka made a mistake. Oh, it's okay. Xhaka made a mistake. He will be back soon, right? His red card is only 3 games. He will be back soon. Aubameyang made a mistake. What? He cannot participate, with us. He has failed to do the standards. He has failed. He won't be doing with us the basics. Seriously, Mikel. I'm not on his side there. I'm not really on his side there. I'm not on your side there, Mikel. I think it's too harsh. If he goes ahead to implement it, to keep him out of the squad, is too harsh. Whether Aubameyang never plays another game for Arsenal, I do not care. But I want him to be training as other players. I want him to be, to get a chance on the bench like any other player. Look, Leno, as a player, knows that I might not play another game for Arsenal if this boy, Ramsdale, doesn't break his leg, doesn't break his neck. I'm not playing another game. And Arsenal fans like me that really love Leno, we are used to it. And we are happy because the team is doing better. All of us want better for our club. We know Aubameyang's not doing well. So Aubameyang on the bench for me, I do not care. Aubameyang's on the bench, I do not care. I do not care. Aubameyang was on the bench and was not used. I do not even care. I don't care. What I'm saying is don't freeze him out. Right? Don't freeze him out. It is a strategy for me that is so cruel. It's very brutal. It is very, very gruesome. Very, very. On how big a test this of the leadership qualities of the squad, he said it is a really unpredictable environment and sport, and every day is harder and harder to live with a lot of things that happen, but they are dealing with it very, very extremely well. You can see with the what they're trying to do on the pitch, the amount of importance they're taking around the club, and how vital they have been in our very close season. So that is what I want. I want them to take accountability. They want to be important players in the team. It has to be on and off the field. And when these decisions are taken, they have to participate in that as well, because they are a big part of that. I think it's going to be more of like it's going to be more of a period to try to scrutinize who's going to be our next captain. What are the qualities? What qualities do they have? And things like that. I don't see really. I don't see how anyone that doesn't have any leadership skills is going to develop them overnight, right? Like you say, Leno is now a leader. It's never gonna happen, right? Stop the jokes. Stop the jokes. It's not gonna happen. It's going to be again, and I know Mikel and a couple of others know who is going to take over as captain. Right. So this is, for me, sheer wastage of time. On how the team is looking in terms of fitness. Oh, thank God. A little bit something away from Aubameyang. He said the rest is always good. Hopefully, we had all the negative tests of the players, and regarding that, it is obviously a big concern with everything that is happening in the league and in the country. But hopefully, everybody will be available and fit. So at the moment, I reported in the morning that we had some cases confirmed at the club, but it looks like they are not players. It looks like there will be stuff and things like that. But at the moment, they are not players. Our players are still fit and they're available for the next clash. So thank God for that. On West Ham's form this season and how impressed he has been with them. He said very much, and for me, one of the best teams in the league. This period, the understanding they have, the clarity in what they want to do, and how much they are able to hurt teams with the way they play has been really impressive, and they have been really, really, really consistent. That is the word I'm looking for. So Mikel has the audacity to come and talk to us as the fans about how other clubs are being consistent. What came to our club being consistent? What came to it? Like, we have 2 good months, and then the next 4 games, we struggle to win. What's happening? So I think, but anyway, I think he's right. The truth is, West Ham this season, they are amazing and they're so good. David Moyes, again, a lot of credit to the manager. At times managers like David Moyes do not get the credit they deserve. But for me, a lot of credit to David Moyes. He's really, really, really changed West Ham a lot. If you look at the breed of players they have there, if I was told how many players would I sign from West Ham, I'll take Jerome Bowen, I'll take Pablo Fornes, I'll take Ben Rama, I'll take Declan Rice, I'll take Thomas Susek. I'll take so many players from there. I'll take so many players from there, and that really shows you, how good they've been and how good they are, especially in the first half of the season. On whether he would consider selling Aubameyang in January, Mikel said, "I can say right now that we have made this decision. Unfortunately, it's really tough one, and obviously, if I had to choose, I would like not to be sitting here and talking about it, but we had to do it. But for now, he is not involved in the squad." Aubameyang is not involved in the squad. Okay, fine. Want to comment on that? On when Aubameyang will be back in the squad, he said, "What I can say for now is that you can understand it is a lot to digest and really, really difficult decision to make. So we need a bit of time." On whether there is a way back for Aubameyang, he said, "What I can say for now is that the decision that is made is really hurting, and I still and it is still like this. It needs a bit of time to heal. So for now, he's not going to be involved with us in the squad." On how he would describe his relationship with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, he says, "Since I have been here, our relationship has really, really been good, and that's why it is painful." On whether Aubameyang disputed the decision, he said no. Aubameyang did not dispute the decision to strip him of his captaincy. He didn't disagree. He didn't fight back. He accepted it. That's according to Mikel Arteta. obviously we will get to know, we'll get to the bottom of this on whether he agreed with it. He said, I cannot go further about personal conversations. I tell you how it was done, and it is the way I would like it. I would like to do it eye to eye, and that is it. On which players could come in the leadership, in the leadership group. He said that leadership group can alter, and you can have people coming in and out as well in relation to the topic you're discussing. The moment they are living in the team, and and you need them to mature or to be involved in something that is going to be very important in their education, and we are players there that are constantly going to be involved, and other players, they're going to be participating as well, because it's a team building thing. On whether the news could could unite the team, I was about to say untie, but on whether the news could unite the team, he said, unfortunately, we have to be clear about the situation, and I think it's better to put it out there. The amount of games that we are playing, that we are going to play, whether it's now or in 3 days' time, is going to be it's not going to be any different. To close any speculation and try to be transparent and clear of what we've done, and I thought it was the right decision to do it right now, and the team is fully focused right now, thinking that the game the game tomorrow is really, really vital for us. If the decision would have been made regardless of Auba's form, he said, without a question of doubt. Now, this is the big question: could Arsenal, could Arsenal have stripped Aubameyang if he had like 15 goals this season? Do you think, lads? Do you think they would take away his captaincy if he had around, if he had scored around 15 goals this season? I don't know. I mean, just let me know in the comments what you think. Just let me know. On if Aubameyang has apologized, he said, I cannot discuss what I have discussed with him. Point blank. Point blank. I said it, that these players do not even apologize. What is the standard then? What is the standard then if players cannot say sorry when they make a mistake? He's not trying to say no, he didn't apologize, because he didn't. Honestly, he didn't. So what is the standard then? Right? And Xhaka didn't as well. Xhaka didn't as well. Xhaka didn't as well. So what is the standard? He's already said that they're non-negotiables, and the bar has been, set too high. I think the bar for Mikel Arteta has been set too high, but in reality, it is here, right? He thinks it is. He's a short. Is he a short man? For me, he looks like a short man. So since he's a short man, I would consider him a short man. He thinks the bar is too high. The bar is not too high. We need, it's not like we need, but there should be an apology. There should be an apology. Unless I'm wrong, but I think there should be an apology. For a proper football club, there should be an apology. On if Xhaka could be the new captain, said Granit is one of the captains and is part of the leadership group, and it is really important, and he's a very, really important player for us. Look, it's in glass. Transparent in glass. I can see through. I think Xhaka could be the next Arsenal captain. I won't really comment on that unless it happens. On if there have been any positive COVID tests at the club, he says no, we haven't had any players test positive. On Aubameyang, if Aubameyang has played the last game for Arsenal, on the question of whether Aubameyang will never play again, he said, all I can say is that for now, he is out of the squad. He's not involved, and sadly, this is the decision that we have taken. Now, I'm not really going to dive into that. On if the situation is similar to Ozil's departure, whoever asked this question is a fool. And it says it's really a particular situation. First of all, with the importance that the player has at the club, with their role, with the relationship that I have with them. But unfortunately, this is the situation that we have, and we have to face it. You see, that comment That comment tells us that Mikel Arteta had a bad relationship with Mesut Ozil and he had a very good relationship with Aubameyang. And because he speaks it, he says, he says it frankly, the relationship I have with them, right? The relationship I have with them. Thank you so much, Mikel. You are Mag. On if you were on if he was expecting to make the announcement, he said for sure I hoped I would be here today talking about something different and talking about Auba in a completely different way. But again, we have to make decisions, and I'm here with the club to try and make the right decisions every single day. And this is all we try to do on every single day. On if the Auba news can inspire the team, he said, I'm hoping that the team tomorrow is going to get out there with the fire in their eyes and knowing the importance of the game. West Ham are within catching distance, and tomorrow we play at home in front of our people, and we expect a great importance and a great result. Look, this is hypocrisy. This is hypocrisy. There is no way. This is saddening. This brings the morale of the team down. This doesn't bring fire in the eyes of the players. We could win that game, but it doesn't bring fire in the eyes of players. It's not a spirit-raising situation. It's not. It's really not. I think Mikel is lying there. On whether football could be back behind closed doors, he said everything that happened this week is really a worrying sign. There are games that have been cancelled and postponed for that reason. Players and staff with really high numbers of positive tests is really, really worrying. On whether there is an ongoing disciplinary situation with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, I said, what I can say again is that we have made a decision based on certain moments where he has not fulfilled his duties, and that is it. That expectation and that commitment that we need from every player, that is at a different level, and that's why we are forced to make that decision right there. On whether it could be a fresh start for the team and the supporters, he said, well, we have to deal with the situation right now. We have to make the most out of it. And the thing is that tomorrow we have a game. We have to show how much we care about that game tomorrow. And I'm sure that every player that steps onto that pitch is going to be 100% committed. On how big the West Ham game, will feel to his players, he said, well, it's a big game because the opposition they are in and the position we want to be. Of course, because of the position they are in and the position we want to be in. Tomorrow we have the opportunity at home in front of our fans to do that. That would be a very, very huge boost. On whether having the crowd behind us will make a difference tomorrow, he said. Well, you can see when the crowd gets behind the team, the moments the team are creating. A really great example was against Southampton. Again, don't say against Southampton because, okay, right. And that's what the players are talking about right now. You're lying. They know tomorrow night under the lights, they will be right behind the team, and they want to please them. I think there's been a lot of dishonesty in this press conference, a lot of dishonesty, but that is the latest around the club. No injuries, no COVID tests within the players, and I think Arsenal is really, really doing well. Reggie STV says West Ham could spunk Arsenal. It's a possibility. I can't deny it. It's a possibility. Thanks everybody for watching in. Make sure you hit the like button. I'm really, really happy to have you guys on. Jinpo says for now, Laka is okay to be captain for the 3 remaining games. Then from January, a new captain should be acquired or appointed. And then Jinpo says, Reggie says, this is where the Arsenal boy need to stand up and become men. Absolutely. I think I agree with you there. Kiris Daniel says, Guy, we should thank God for the opportunity put across our team. Let Auba leave our club. We aim higher and dream to Champions League next season. Fetch experienced and clinical players who can actually, who can win, I think, the games. Reggie says, as a United fan, I believe Marshall and Lingard would do wonders, at Arsenal. You said as a United fan. I don't think as a United fan you want the best for Arsenal. I don't think as a United fan you want the best for Arsenal. But anyway, what I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say is uh Lingard. I'll take Lingard, but I would never take Anthony Martial. I would take Lingard. Yeah, I would take Lingard. Not as a big starter maybe from my club, but I think he's got some directness in him. He's got that kind of directness really that I really like about him. And I saw it when he was playing with West Ham on loan. Really impressive player for me. Really impressed. Impressed me, Elaine. Uh, Okay, Rich says, Kosi, I think Auba is just tired of Arsenal. Let him go. We are tired of careless mistakes, on goals. And then Khalif says, why is Arsenal collecting dead woods? Dembele is a flop, injury prone. We need a striker and not a winger. Come on, what is up with this football club? I mean, it's one that is on the cards. Just Reggie says, no, I want the best for the player. All right. All right. You want the best for you want the best for your players, and you feel like Arsenal is the best destination. Wow, that's good. This is Avogadro 238. Good saying good evening, Kosi. Good evening to you, Avogadro. Good evening to you, Joseph, as well. Good evening to you, Juko, Sudais as well. Effie Joseph says before you start, I will like you say out from Arsenal. I've said that how many times? How many times have I said that on my streams? Frederick says, good evening, my man Kosik. Good evening to you, Frederick, as well. Mohammed, greetings from Sierra Leone, West Africa, guys, and a special season's greetings to you, Kosi. Big up to you, my man Mohammed. Joseph says, I believe Martinelli is better. Mark says, good evening, Kosi. We can't wait to watch the show. Thank you so much for always, tuning in. I'm really grateful. Good evening, Kosi. Good evening, Anu. How are you doing, Ahmed? How are you doing, Richie? Jason, he said lad doesn't show up for training and keeps on putting in bad attitude. A friend of mine covered the story on Sky Sports, and it was strictly disciplinary purposes. Justin says Arteta not putting him in his place would send the wrong message to the young dressing room, which I think is actually spot on. And then Twine says, actually it's Tumine who says good news about Aubameyang. Alba making a wise decision there. And then Thembani says, let Alba go, but no Dembele. Let's get someone who is known to injury prone. I think that is the idea. I think that should be the idea, that we should be looking at as well. So basically, much of your comments are really the same. And Reggie says, I think Marshall is unhappy type of player since he came to Manchester United. I believe a London club would bring the best out of him and maybe enjoy his football. The northern weather can make a difference. Yeah, I mean, you lots are actually finding excuses for Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial is a very, very good player. But if it's not worked out, let's not find excuses. It's not worked out, right? It's not worked out, as simple as that. Let's not find excuses for Anthony Martial. Look, moving to Arsenal, could that be the solution? I do not know. I absolutely do not know. Maybe yes, maybe no. Patrick says Arteta is not fit to be Arsenal. Is not fit to be at Arsenal Football Club. He doesn't know how to handle international issues with the players. He has mishandled issues with players like Saliba, Ozil, Alba, Pepe, Martinez, Arteta. Now, one thing I'm going to say about Mikel Arteta and the way he's handling issues, especially the Aubameyang issue, is it looks like he wants to, kick him out, right? It looks like he wants to kick him out. And for me, it's absolutely wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Freezing these guys, freezing these players is the wrong idea. It's the wrong idea, honestly. It's the wrong idea. Like, like they are not meeting the standards, so we're gonna cast them out. It's wrong. It's wrong. Can't you do better than that? They said Arteta is a good man manager. Let him do better than that, right? That's what we want. Let him, do better than that. Much love from Chambo Gokosi. We love you. Never stop, bro. Thank you so much, Richie. I'll never stop. I'll never stop. I'll never, never, never stop. And of course, you were asking me on the last stream when we could actually meet. My numbers are very, very open. My numbers are really open. We could just talk on WhatsApp and meet over lunch, meet over coffee, have a few discussions, and then we can have a word. Daniel Stein says totally wrong idea. Kose. Okay. So, lads, thanks everybody for watching in. I'm really, really tired. I'm going to call it a show, but I'll be back tomorrow with more Arsenal news. And of course, tomorrow we have a big game against West Ham. Make sure you do tune in. Smash a like on the video. Please help me. Let me get this one to 100 likes. Please, please, please do help me. If you love Arsenal, if you love Kosi, make sure you never stop smashing the like button. As always, come on, you Gunners. We love you. Arsenal Football Club, and we will never stop walking beside that club. Come on, you Gunners. Come on, you Gunners. Speak to you in the next one.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.